and then it will take a pause, and then it will blink 3 times real quick, right? So that's a code. So that means that 10 is the first number, right? And then the space, and then third.
I'm so damn confused.
Welcome back, guys, to Tony West DIY. My name is West, and if you are new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe and press the bell button so you can receive notification every time that I post something. And on today's episode, I'm gonna talk about how to get rid of that annoying Asrs Light. I will assume that 90% of the owners of RSX, or I'll say Honda Civic as well, pass through this issue. It's like a common issue on these cars. And the SRS system is the airbag, all the safety system or safety related on this car. The engine will pop up if there's any issue with it. It's either airbag, it's either seat belts, you name it. Most of the time I watch videos of RSX racing and or different pools, you know, 3rd to 4th gear pool or whatever that you guys post on different pages on Facebook, and most of the time all the videos have the damn SRS light on. Like I can tell, it's for me it's annoying shit. So there's a lot of DIYs have to reset the light, but if you don't fix the issue, it's gonna come back. The damn SRS came back. I think I fixed it 2 years ago, but it came back again. And I think the car, you know, hear me every time that I talk about the channel, so the car wants to be in the channel, and it decided to bring the light back up.
Right.
So I'm gonna talk about that. First, I'm gonna diagnose what the issue is. You know, 2 years ago it was the seat belt, but I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna teach you guys how to do that as well. First thing first, things that you need to be able to accomplish this task. You need a cable. Simple. And I'll explain later why you need a cable. You need T10 torque. I don't know you guys can see it. This one specifically, the one that you need is the one that has the hole in the center. I don't have those, so I'll show you guys how I use this, but these work as well. And glove if you are fancy. Another thing that you need though is the diagnostic table. The car is gonna give you a code, and you use that cable to diagnose what's the issue. You can find it in the Helms manual. I'm talking about the Helms manual in last week video. If you don't have it, send me an email to tonywestdiy@gmail.com, or follow me on Instagram, Tony West DIY, Facebook as well, or Twitter, and hit me up, and I'll send you a screenshot of the table. So I got off work. The sun is kind of out, and that's why I decided to do this DIY real quick. The issue is here that I might need to use a flashlight because we're gonna be under the dash, but let's get to it. All right, we have to find out why the SRS light is on, and that port right there is under the steering wheel, behind the center console, and that right there is the OBD2 port. So you don't need a machine to diagnose the issue, because I'm gonna tell you what you can do. So basically, this small ports. So on the left side, you're gonna count 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you're gonna add the cable. Let's see if I can do it. God damn it! All right, hold on. All right, so before you start messing with the cable, try to twist it. Let me see if I can focus here. Try to twist it so it's easier for you to put in. So you count 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, and you add the, you put the cable on the 4th, and then you want to put it on the first one in the right side. All right, I'm back. So that's what you want. The 4th port on the left, counting from the bottom, and then the first one on the right. You're gonna leave it there, and then you are going to put the key in the ignition. All right, so you can see the ignition where the key goes. It has marks 1 and 2, so you want to put the key on number 2. All right, but before you do that, the light is gonna come up, it's gonna go away, and then it's gonna give you a code. For example, it's gonna blink. It might blink slowly 10 times, and then it will take a pause, and then it will blink 3 times real quick, right? So that's a code. So that means that 10 is the first number, right? And then the space, and then third.
I'm so damn confused.
When you go to the table, and I'll show you later how the table looks, it will say, for example, 10-3, right? You guys don't understand this, hit me up, post a comment below, and I'll explain you a little bit more with my fluent English. But I hope you guys understand how the code is. All right, sometimes you have to try, sometimes you can get the code on one. The way I did it, I think 2 years ago, I had to do it twice just to confirm that I was having or getting the right code. But all right, I'm gonna show you guys which code this one will show me. All right, so the key is going to the second mark, and then I'm gonna start counting. Pay attention to the SRS light. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it was 9 slow one, right? You guys counted with me, right? I feel like this is a Dora.
Going to the library.
Count after me. Anyway, so it was 9 slow ones and then 3 real quick, right? So 9 was the first one, first number, and then the 3 was the other one. So it's 9-3, right? Based in the chart, it's telling me that 9-3 is a faulty driver's seatbelt buckle switch, right? So that's the one that I did 2 years ago, and I think I'm pretty sure why it's giving me the issue again. I'm gonna explain it later, but yeah, I'll show you guys how to get it, how to clean it. Is the switch that tells the computer that I have the buckle, that I have my seatbelt on, right? So if it doesn't recognize it, then it will stay on, right? So let's do that part. All right, This is the passenger side, but what I want to show you guys when I talk about the torque is that these type of screws have like a little thing coming out, right? So that's why you need the one that has the holes. However, the way I did it, because I don't have those, I got a flathead screwdriver, and then I broke it. I'm not telling you guys to do that. I'm saying that's how I was able to remove those two bolts and fix it. But I mean, that's an option. It's up to you. All right, so let me try to do this real quick because I'm running out of light. But let me see if I can put it recording, and then I fast forward this section. Let me see if I can focus it. So do you see that switch when I press this metal thing? You see that it click? It push that rod, black rod. So when they give you the 9-3, this is the issue. This sensor here. Unfortunately, you can't just buy this. You have to buy the whole assembly. And it's either that, and I think it's like $130 or $150. I think I saw it on eBay, and if it's in Honda, you know, I don't know how much it is, but I'll check it out, and I'll post the link if you don't want to pass through these, and you just replace the whole thing. There's a bolt here, and I might be able to do a video later on, but the reason why I said that I know why this one popped up after 2 years was because when I first did it, you see that red rubber around the black rod? I broke it. And you know, it gets dirty, and that's why it doesn't recognize when it's click on. The way you just fix that, this code is just cleaning the area. All right, so the way you can do that, the way you can clean that area without messing that red seal, just I guess use a paper clip to like push it aside while you're pushing air through there. I broke it again. I never planned to do a DIY about this, and I just needed to pass inspection, so it worked at that time. And 2 years after, I'm doing this again, so it's up to you. All right, so once you have it like that, you just spray contact cleaner, which is just alcohol, or I use carburetor cleaner last time. So, and after that, you just keep playing with it until you get the contact cleaner inside of the sensor. One of the ways that you can check if it's working is you press the, every time you press the sensor what we're cleaning, it's supposed to, let me hold this there. All right, so it's supposed to go away, right? It's supposed to recognize that the seat belt is in, right? Right. So because if you press the sensor and that light won't go away, then you have to replace the whole thing, right? So after that, now we have to reset the code because it won't go away by itself. All right, let me try to do this real quick because I'm running out of light. I apologize. But so to erase the code, right? So you want to lift the steering wheel, right? And then you need to take out this cover right here. You go counterclockwise. Pull the cover, right? I have the subwoofer volume there, so don't mind that. So do you see that plug, yellow plug over there? You want to take it out. You can either go this route and don't remove the cover, but I'm trying to show you guys, and holding the camera with the one hand and trying to show you and do the thing is a pain in the ass. So that's that plug. You want to take it out. There's a clip on the top. You pressed it. Let's see if I can do it with the camera. Okay, so I pull the plug out of the fuse box, right? And what you want to do is stick the cable. You can use the same cable as you were doing with the OBD2 though, but there's a trick of this, and you want the longest cable possible. I'll explain you guys why. Because to clear this code, timing is important. And if you're under the car, under the dash, trying to look at the Srs light and then doing the trick, yeah, you will have to try a couple times in order to make it. So let me put the cables on the plug and then I start recording again. Alright, so I put the two cables. I didn't use just the one that I use for the OBD port because I want a longer cable in order to do what I'm gonna do up here. And if I split it this one in two, I wasn't gonna be able to do that. But let me pause the video right now and then let me explain you guys, try to explain what I'm gonna do to clear the code. All right guys, so I'm gonna put the key on in the ignition and I'm gonna put it on, which is the two marks that I mentioned before. The reason why I have the two cables instead of one is because I want to do it here. In order to delete the Srs code, I have to put the cables together, turn on the ignition, the Srs light will go away, and then when it goes away, I'll separate them. It will go back on, I will put them together again, and it will go back off, I will separate them, and it will blink 3 times. If I do it correctly, it will be able to erase the code. That's why timing is important on this part. So I'm gonna do it and pay attention to the Srs light. I'm gonna put them together. Let's see if I can show you guys. It's just my left hand is in the way. Alright, so I'm gonna put it together. Ignition on. Srs light goes away, take it out, come back, put it together, goes away, take it out, blink. So once that's done, you can remove the cables and you can plug the yellow plug back to where it was. Remember that the clip goes on the top part. That's there. And now, if you did it correctly, the SRS light is supposed to disappear. Bam! No more light. So you just put everything back. Just make sure that nothing fall from this thing. And what you want to make sure is this have a plastic cover here. It's like to prevent the dust to go inside. So you want this top part inside of the plastic cover. And I think that's when I messed up the first time. So I had to clean it. So you put the top part first. Alright, so that's what I meant. You want the this cover to hold this other cover, so it will prevent the dust to come inside. And that's what I messed up. I didn't do it the first time. And you just put the other part, the 2 screws, and that's it. Well guys, that's it for today's episode. I hope you guys like it, and I hope you guys can use it. I know how annoying is that SRS light. I apologize because of the illumination yesterday, but I started, and I'm one of, like, if I start something, I want to get it done. I drove the car today to work, and the light is still off. Let me show you guys. Let me pull the cell phone out of here. And as you can tell, yep, SRS light is gone, and everything is good to go. Remember that if the SRS light is on and you have any accident, the airbag won't deploy. So this is a safety issue. And again, you can either do what I did. You just diagnose the issue following the chart, or if you can find what it is, you either replace the whole thing. I'll post the link for the OEM buckle assembly, but again, you have to identify what it is, and you know, it's serious. You know, it's a safety issue. So either you can do what I did, or you just replace the whole thing, or you just take it to the mechanic. But keep that in mind. So since the day is pretty again today, I might end up putting the primer on the wheels on the RX7. That's what I'm working. I'm working on sanding down the RX7 wheels, and it's been cold, so today, I mean, the sun is out. I'm gonna prime them, and then I'm gonna sand them again, and then I'm gonna paint it. I'm not gonna do DIY about wheels because there's a lot on YouTube, and also Jubalde. I'll post his channel down below. You can follow him on Instagram as well. He have a pretty DIY, pretty good DIY for how to paint the wheels and stuff like that. Mine, I had to sand them down all the way up to the aluminum just because the paint had cracked, and if you paint over that, it won't last. So I'm removing all the paint and taking to all the way to the aluminum, sand them down, then primer to fill out the scratches and all that, and then you sand down the primer again, and that's when you paint. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, press the subscribe button and the bell button, and if you have any questions, if you want me to do any DIYs, just let me know. There's a couple of pending. The guys that already wrote me and sent me emails asking for DIY, that's coming. It's just, again, the weather in Germany hasn't been that great, but as soon as I can, I'll be uploading more videos. All right, guys, thank you for the support. I got 82 subscribers. I just checked that earlier, and I'm super pumped, and that's thanks to you guys. So if you guys like what I'm bringing to you guys, share it and bring more subscribers. All right, see you until the next one.